Hello, I'm Susie from Hanna Instruments, and today I'd like to talk to you about our Foodcare range of pH meters. First of all, I brought along one of our Edge Foodcare meters. This is a laboratory benchtop meter, although this meter can also be used as a portable tablet. I brought two different portable meters along, one which is a very professional meter with data logging capabilities. The second is a more basic pH meter. And finally, one of our tester products. This is a halo tester. And these meters come in a variety of different models depending on the electrode that you're using. So we have the ability to give you a halo meter for measuring milk, or for measuring soft cheese, or for measuring sushi rice, and so on. It's worth pointing out that the halo has a fixed pH electrode, whereas the benchtop Edge and the two handheld meters all come with interchangeable electrodes. So that means you've got the electrode itself with 1 meter of cable and then a connector to the instrument itself. There are two advantages of this kind of system. First of all, if an electrode becomes damaged, then the electrode component alone can be replaced. And also it means that you've got the facility to change electrodes depending on what your application is. So you might be measuring milk in the morning, you might be measuring sushi rice in the afternoon, but you can use the same meter but with different electrodes that suit best your application. All three of these meters as well, and actually also the halo, have a built-in temperature sensor. The advantage of that is that you don't need to have two probes into your sample. So the one probe into your sample will measure both temperature and the pH for you. So now you've seen some of the meters in the Foodcare range from Hanna Instruments, and now I'd like to show you some of the electrodes. It's very important to use the right electrode for your application in order to make your electrode last as long as possible, and also to make sure that your electrode responds accurately and fast. I'm using the general purpose pH meter for this part of the video, and I'd like to present probably the most popular of our Foodcare electrodes. This is the FC2023. You'll notice that it's a fairly short electrode and it has a green conical tip where the actual pH measurement is taking place. It's short and pointy, effectively, so that it can go into semi-solid samples. So for example, sauces would be an ideal application for this electrode. A couple of other features to the electrode which makes it ideal for that use. It has a polyvinylidene fluoride outer sheath. This white outer sheath, it's a food grade plastic. It's very resistant to chemicals and also resistant to fungal growth. It can be easily cleaned so that your electrode is always clean for your next sample. Inside the electrode, it has a silver-free electrolyte and an open junction. Now the open junction means that this electrode has resistance to clogging. The next example is this one. Looks slightly different from the other one. But again, looking at its application, this one is for cheese. Now for taking samples of cheese, you need something really strong. And this one has a titanium body, which not only gives strength, but also gives resistance to high levels of chlorine. Again, we have a conical shape for penetration into the sample. The next one here is an all-glass electrode. And this one is specifically designed for yogurt. It reaches thermal equilibrium very quickly. It has the outer glass can be easily cleaned again and is resistant to a number of chemicals. The open junction feature means that this electrode will reach stability quickly. And finally, I've got here a meat electrode. Now with this electrode, the electrode is very short so that it is more resistant to breakage. And it also has this metal sheath, a pointy metal sheath that goes on top of the electrode to allow insertion into meat samples. Now I should say that most of our Foodcare electrodes are for use in temperatures up to about 50 degrees centigrade. So if you're using samples which are above 50 degrees, then we would recommend you cooling those samples before taking pH measurements. So now that you've chosen which pH electrode from our Foodcare range is the appropriate one for your own application, it's now time to have a look at how to maintain your electrode in order to ensure fast response, accuracy and stability of readings. We would recommend that you calibrate the pH meter as the first thing that you do before taking samples. In order to calibrate, Hanna Instruments sell a range of buffer solutions, either in sachets, such as these 20 ml sachets, and these are available for the standard buffers of 4, 7 and 10, but also in additional buffer values. Alternatively, if you're using buffer solutions a lot, it may be more economical to buy your solutions in bottles. This is a 500 millilitre bottle, but we also sell in 1 litre and gallon size bottles, and certificates of conformity can always be downloaded from our website. And please be assured that all of our buffers have NIST traceability. Now that your pH electrode is calibrated, it's ready to use and to take your first sample readings. Once you've taken a reading, you will need to clean your electrode. And to clean the electrode, we recommend the use of distilled water in a bottle like this. Rinse the electrode, drip dry, and then place the electrode into a beaker of storage solution. This is a beaker I've prepared earlier. As you can see, I've put in the Hanna storage solution. This makes sure that your electrode is always hydrated and therefore ready to take the next sample. Periodically, we would recommend that you give your electrode a thorough clean. In order to do this, you can purchase electrode cleaning solution. This one is a general purpose cleaner, but we also have sachets and bottles of individual types of cleaning solution. This one being for sushi rice, bread and dough, and cheese deposits, and many more. To do a clean, simply fill a beaker with your cleaning solution, place your electrode into the cleaning solution and leave it to soak there for 15 minutes to half an hour. And at the end of that time, remove the electrode, rinse again with deionized water, and pop your electrode back into the storage solution where it will be hydrated and ready to use for you the next day. If you prefer not to leave in a beaker, you can also use the electrode cap that comes with your electrode and put storage solution inside, and your electrode will also be ready to use. So in summary, we've seen some of the Foodcare pH meter range. We saw the bench edge meter, we saw the 2 handheld meters, the professional and the general purpose, and we've seen the halo tester range. Remember, choosing the electrode to suit your application is very important. Not only that, don't forget how important it is to look after your pH electrode in order to make it last as long as possible and to give you fast, stable and accurate readings. We have a laminated card here, which is available if you would like one, which talks all about pH best practices, how to look after your electrode. If you would like one of these, simply call us at Hanna Instruments on 01525 850 855 or email us at hannainstruments.co.uk and we'll be pleased to get one in the post to you. If you have any questions at all, please do get in contact with us, and thank you very much for watching this video today.